to do for people, and you talked about wanting to be inclusive. And I thought that was just thinking of that time of you guys really are inclusive, and you make people feel welcome. And just like Michaela said, you know, you never make people feel like they're third wheels or that they're unwanted. You bring them in and you make them feel comfortable and welcome and like they belong. And I think that that's such a sweet picture of the way Jesus is and what he does for us. And so I'm excited to see the ways the Lord continues to use that gift in your marriage, guys. So cheers.
I don't get to speak tomorrow night, so I'm going to just take a few minutes tonight. First of all, I love and been so blessed to see both Zach's and Kirsten's friends surround them. You can't explain as a parent to see this group of people that love on these two people more than you guys do. And so I thank you so much from my heart, that you're in their lives and that you share lives with them and that you have awesome role models for the both of you to look up to. So that is a huge blessing to a parent. You know, when I first met Zach was my right-hand man at Eric's wedding. And first time we met him, God love you to come into that situation, because and we had tons and tons and tons of time to talk. And that was the first time I really got to know Zach and hear his heart, hear his story, hear his testimony. I asked him a ton of really hard questions, and I'm sure, and I kept saying, if he comes back after this, then he's a good guy, because literally it was a great opportunity for me to get to know Zach better. And I learned that weekend that, and I was also in the camp that kind of struggled with Kirsten dating anybody freshman year. It was nothing personal with Zach, but anybody freshman year. But after that, I was like, go for it. I can see this happening. And it happened before that, but it was great. And I came to realize that Zach and I had a connection. At least I felt it. I don't know if you felt it, but I felt the connection. You better say you did, because I'm going to be your mother-in-law. But we had this connection going on where I was always in Zach's corner, you know, probably to the angst of Kirsten at some moments in time. But he's a great guy, and I couldn't think of anybody better, Zach, for Kirsten. I love your heart. I love that you love her. I love that you love who she is. I think that Kirsten, growing up in our family, has been different from the other 5 of us in that we're more concrete thinkers. She's more abstract, more artistic, you know, and everything. And it's been a hard challenge for Kirsten in that. And she always says that others are my favorite, but you're all my favorites. And I don't want you to ever change, Kirsten. I want you to stay exactly who you are, because who you are is the person that loves special needs kids that I can't do, that none of us can do very well. You have gifts that are beyond measure, and I don't want you to ever change that. I want you to hang on to that. And watching you guys grow together as a couple has been one of the most joyful experiences. And when I look back over the bumps, as with most marriages, what happens is it's communication problems. And you guys are working on that, and you've done great strides in that, and I just think that that's going to be a huge benefit to you. And you will go out, and you will be Christ to other people, because you will represent Christ and his bride. So continue on that journey, and let's celebrate tomorrow through this marriage and wrap our arms around you guys. So cheers.
All right, hey guys, I'm Weston, and I just wanted to say a couple words regarding the two getting married tomorrow. So, I've known Zach since we were juniors in high school. I moved to Fayetteville junior year, and Zach was one of the first people I met when I moved here. And we went from like just being, I guess, school friends and going to New Heights together to becoming like really, really close friends. Best friends was freshman year. We both were discipled by Andrew Lynch, and that was like the first time in I know my life, I don't know about yours, that I had such strong community with a couple other guys. And so, Zach, I just want to let you know like how special of a place you have in my heart, because you're one of the first guys that I was able to come to like as a Christian brother and just like confess sin and like pray with and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, you hold a very special place in my heart. And because we were getting discipled together, we also made friends together freshman year. And I think very few people are able to finish college and still be friends with the people that they made friends with freshman year, if that makes sense. And it's so cool to be able to look around like tonight and be like, oh, all of these people here, a good majority of them I made friends with freshman year. And we've kind of lasted the past 4 years, and we're all kind of still here together in the wedding party. And so that's awesome. And I'm trying to think. And oh yeah, in retrospect, when I look back at freshman year, I think the majority of my time was spent trying to get Ty and Brooke to hang out in social situations, and Zach and Kirsten to hang out in social situations so that they could, I don't know, work it out and flirt, I guess. But like Ty mentioned before, I was one of the guys that built the fire when Zach officially asked out Kirsten, which was a really funny story. And I just want to say like a couple things I see in you guys is Zach. I think the best way to describe Zach is a golden retriever to all of his friends in the best way possible. And I don't think there's anything any of his close friends could do that would make Zach hate them or whatever. I think I could do anything and Zach would just be full of grace and be able to forgive me. And so I see that playing a big role and a huge blessing in y'all's marriage. And I just think that's going to serve both of you guys super well. Just the grace that you guys show each other. And let me see. And I've seen so much growth spiritually and just the two of you over the past 4 years, and I'm super pumped to see, just the rest of y'all's lives together. And I know that, like, I'm trying to think of like college and the whole experience. I know a lot of us just finished it. I think life is full of friends that kind of come and go in life, but I think when most of us look at Zach and Kirsten, I think that we know, like, with a certainty that these two are people that are not going anywhere in most of our lives, and that they're going to be just awesome lifelong friends to each other and to all of us here in this room tonight. So cheers to you two guys. Cheers.
That's stuck. So I have a cough, so excuse me if that comes out halfway through this, but I've been trying to think how to start this. Zach is a thinker, and Kirsten is a feeler. And truly, seeing that play out in y'all's relationship has been a lot of adjectives, but mostly fun, I would say. And a lot of people have talked about the way that you guys sharpen each other, the way that you guys challenge one another to be better. And I really don't think I saw how much you guys really do that for one another until I heard it talked about by everyone else here tonight. And I started reflecting on those 2 years living with you, Zach, truly watching every high and every low and going through so much together through that process. But really, it's been watching how you've turned out after those 2 years that I think I begin to admire y'all's relationship the most. To see how Kirsten has developed into a thinker, and how hearing Zach talk so much about being so vulnerable with his relationship, and how they just shared so much from one another. It's truly been really, really sweet. And I think the final part of that is that Zach is selfless when it doesn't make sense. A lot of instances where he has truly just laid aside his own desires and his own self and what he thinks he's supposed to be, or whatever that is in his head. And he has truly gone to comfort Kirsten, whatever she's needed. Zach has been there for it. And at first it didn't make sense because you're like, you're supposed to like be there for your boys, like, You're supposed to like, we're guys, we're hanging out. But truly, it's not until I myself got engaged that I begun to see how much that is actually absolutely necessary for a relationship to work and operate. And so, yeah, you guys have collided multiple times, but it is only to become sharper. You guys have gone through so much, but it is only to grow closer. And you guys are teaching people simply by doing what you do best, and that is Zach being vulnerable, and Kirsten honestly knocking Zach down a level or two when he thinks he's absolutely right, but in reality, he's just trying to be selfless, and you guys have done that so well with one another. So thank you for being a model for Zach, adhering to Kirsten's needs and truly saying, what I want doesn't matter in this situation. What matters is that I take care of Kirsten. I admire that, and it's a really incredible thing. So cheers.
Okay, I'm Maddie. I'm the roommate of 2 years. So I lived with Kirsten my freshman year and my junior year. So really the prime years for this relationship, if you know anything. But I will say thank you to Zach, because Kirsten and I went through a lot, the recruitment process, all of that fun stuff together, but nothing really bonded us as much as y'all's relationship freshman year. And apologies to the White family, because Kirsten would come home and be like, man, I just really want to date this guy, I just really want to, and I'm over in the corner do it, yes, and she's like, I don't know, my family, and I'm like, do it, girl, go for it. And so truly that was a bonding experience for Kirsten and I, just walking through that period of time, so apologies again. But I just want to talk about Kirsten's heart real quick, and how the Lord put two similar yet totally opposite people together, and just our friendship in general. So Kirsten and I went through recruitment, and as ashamed as I am to say this, I had a really tough time one day, and so I came home and I was crying and I was just really upset, which again, embarrassing recruitment. But came home crying, and Kirsten did not know what to do with herself. She was like, do you want a hug? Do I need to leave? I don't know how you handle this. And so walking through that period of time of us awkwardly trying to figure each other out, to our junior year when I went through just a pretty hard year, Kirsten was there for me and knew exactly how to handle my feelings when I had them, and just her kindness and her graciousness and her heart for me throughout my crazy 4 years of knowing her. And Zach, your attention to detail. I have to bring this up because it is the one memory I have of you, and it's really random and you probably don't even remember it. But my birthday this past year passed, and the very first person to text me was Zach. And I mean, we're not that close, but it was something that I remember. And so Kirsten, he will never forget an anniversary. Don't forget an anniversary now. So that's all I have to say. So cheers to y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, tell us about football.
What do you want to know about football, Dad? Just anything? Yeah. By the way, if you didn't know, I actually had a crazy, awesome career in Texas high school football with Caleb. He was Sam, and I was Mike, linebacker. Anyways, see, this is why we're good for each other. Thank you, guys. It's crazy to think that this is the beginning of the weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like I was running around with my head cut off today, just getting everything situated. And I'm excited that the train has left the station and that we're all just along for the ride. And tomorrow's going to be awesome. And props to Kirsten for planning so well. Tomorrow's going to rock. And we're all going to have so much fun. And we're going to get married. And that's going to be awesome. And we're going to live together for the rest of our lives, and it's going to be great. And we know that every one of you is going to be there for us, and we know that you all love us to death, and that we're just so thankful that we get to have people like all of you in our lives. All of you that talked, thank you. All of you that didn't, we know that you guys love us and that you're here, and we're just so thankful we get to share this weekend with you. And so honestly, we just thank Jesus that he brought us together, and then together again, because we needed it. And someone said it earlier, but our relationship is about redemption, in that without Jesus, we are not anything. They said it at church last week, we're dead dogs. We're just hanging around doing nothing. But he brought life into us and into our relationship, in that he's real, and he's not just some guy that lived 2,000 years ago, but he is our Savior, and that he loves us, and that this doesn't happen without him, and we're just so thankful for that. So thankful that you guys are all here. We love you a lot, and we're just excited to party with you tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Amen. Actually, real quick, any able-bodied males, specifically in the bridal party, feel free to stay around and help clean up, because it's going to be really fun. That is all. You're dismissed.